Hi, I'm Shelley Malone. I'm an integrative and functional dietitian, and I'm also the author of the book Inflamed. And I'm starting this new video series to talk about inflammation and the specific diet and lifestyle steps you can take to address it. I think, inflammation is such a buzzword, such a hot topic now. You're always hearing about anti-inflammatory foods you can eat to fight inflammation, but I think it's really critical that we understand exactly what inflammation is, specifically chronic inflammation, and how that plays a role in so many of the chronic diseases that we have and chronic health conditions. So, what is inflammation? Inflammation, very simply, is your body's immune response to something it sees as foreign or toxic to your system. And when it sees this, it sets off this whole physiological process in your body, including pro-inflammatory hormones, to go attack that foreign invader and get rid of it or heal it. So in the case of an acute condition, like say you get some type of infection and you spike a fever, that's a very healing process, very necessary process. Or you sprain your ankle and blood rushes to the tissues to heal. That is all good. We want that to happen. Where we get into trouble is when we get in a state of chronic inflammation. And in that case, all of those hormones and other physiological processes that were very good for something acute are continuing to ripple throughout your body. And in that case, it means there's something in your system that is continuing to fire that inflammation. So there's a number of diet related issues that could be, we'll dive in a little bit more later, but things like food sensitivities or lifestyle issues like stress. So it's when it's in this chronic state, that is when it can start leading to so many chronic issues, because it's also starting to disrupt your immune system. And in the case of something like autoimmune disease, it's so disrupted that it actually gets confused and it starts to attack its own tissues and cells. So when we take a conventional approach to these different inflammatory conditions, which could be, autoimmune conditions like we discussed, all autoimmune issues are related to inflammation, cardiovascular issues, diabetes, digestive concerns, skin issues. A lot of these things we refer to as lifestyle disease, because at the core of bringing them on and resolving them are changing our lifestyle. When we take the conventional approach, it's often about medications. Maybe you take NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs that could be over the counter, like your ibuprofen or naproxen, or maybe a prescription pain medication, or topical steroid, or maybe you're just taking some other type of medication that's addressing a symptom that is manifesting from an inflammatory condition. You're never really getting to the root cause of it, and so you're never going to fully resolve that issue. And I'm not saying nobody should be on medication. I'm not a physician. I don't treat or diagnose disease, but I'm just saying that you're never going to get to the root cause, and so that condition is never going to be fully resolved, or it could get resolved with that medication and then you'll see something else pop up. So when you're taking this approach of just trying to treat it with medications, it's kind of like trying to blow out trick handles on a birthday cake. You might initially get out the fire, but they're just going to come right back. Or it's like playing the game whack-a-mole, where you've got rid of one symptom and then another one pops up. So then you're just trying to find, the symptom of the day and trying to address that rather than getting to the root cause. So there's a completely different way to look at this and address it. I think a better way, instead of constantly trying to put out the fire, we can just stop lighting the fire in the first place. Or if you're in the state where that fire's already blazing, you can just stop to fan the flames. And we do that by adjusting our diet and lifestyle. So we already talked about a little bit. Diet, there could be food sensitivities. When you're eating a food that you're sensitive to and that you're having some immune response to, it's just constantly triggering that immune response, which is triggering inflammation. Or maybe you're eating the wrong types of fats and your fats are out of balance, or you're eating a lot of processed fats. Eating too much sugar or any type of refined carbohydrate is going to increase your glucose, obviously, and in response your insulin has to raise, which is very inflammatory. And stress, which it comes in a number of forms, and I think we're all very cavalier about, yeah, we need to reduce stress, but it is serious and we need to take it seriously because it raises cortisol, which is very inflammatory to your system as well. So the net is that many of our chronic conditions, the root cause of them is inflammation, and the root cause of inflammation is diet and lifestyle changes. So I just want to let you marinate on that for now. And I hope that's good news, because essentially it means that you have a lot more control over your health than maybe you once thought. So I hope that is empowering to you. So we'll continue to talk about all these different specific topics. If you want to jump ahead and learn more about inflammation and the specific steps you can take to address it, you can get my book. It's called Inflamed. It's available on Amazon.com. I also do individual consulting. You can find more information at ShellyMalone.com. And if not, just stick with me here.